must have been in like 8th or 9th grade, and we had a talk boy, and my buddy was downstairs recording the phone conversation I was having, and I called Chex and pretended I was a father who was very upset that he had found a burned. This is a true story too. I'd found some like blackened or burned charred husk of a corn Chex in my cereal. So I called and just unleashed as a true 9th grader would in a low voice. And they bought my shit. They believed that I was pissed off. I gave them my address, and I'm not lying. My dad came to me a couple weeks later. He's like, Josh, did you get something in the mail? I was like, why? He's like, well, I got sent something from the Chex factory.
Please welcome the one and only Josh Petersdorf.
Ooh, wildin'. Hey, yo, Nick Cannon. Why your face? No.
Oh my God. Why your music suck, Nick?
Why your music so bad, Nick?
every joke about Nick is how bad his music is. But I mean,
why your women so hot, but your music so bad? I don't understand. Well, thanks for having me. It's great to be back on Talkulture, and it's a wonderful reoccurrence. And who do I gotta pay to get on the intro video? I need to take more bumps in the ring, I think. It's just all wrestlers on there.
We actually have different incarnations of the intro video, Josh.
Really?
So
Okay.
yeah,
that one was heavily pro wrestling fortified, and I was like, there's gotta be a video of me getting my ass kicked somewhere around there.
Oh, we have plenty of those. We got a few of those from our days at Comic-Cons. But thank you so much again for joining us. Real quick before we get started, because obviously we take notes about these things, but we like to bring up things that we find very important. And before we started, you mentioned your go-to order at KFC. If you don't mind sharing with us,
let's talk.
Yeah.
Okay,
let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about this. In the world of fast food services, there are sodas that transcend the normal level of sweetness, and Mountain Dew Sweet Lightning is one of those sodas. Hear me out. Taco Bell originally capitalized and cornered the market with Mountain Dew Baja Blast, making it an exclusive for many years. You were unable to buy Baja Blast anywhere but Taco Bell. And now they have tricked the consumer yet again, because there is another deliciously diabetic-inducing sucrose-flavored drink known as Mountain Dew Sweet Lightning. It tastes like a Fresca with Mountain Dew. It's delicious. And my wife gives me crap all the time because I load the family up in the car and I make her drive across. There's only one KFC in town, so I make her drive all the way across town with me. And I just get, they like know me now. It's embarrassing. I pull up to the drive-thru. I'm like, can I get a large Sweet Lightning and 6 biscuits? They're like, you don't want any chicken? I'm like, no. I literally just want bread and sugar. And the beast is and then sometimes I've been feeling bad, so I'm like, and get me a Famous Bowl. So I get the Famous Bowl.
What's a Famous Bowl?
The Famous Bowl.
I'm sorry,
Elvin,
I'm a Popeyes girl.
Elvin was like, I know what a Famous Bowl.
Oh, I've had plenty of Famous Bowls.
Right? The Famous Bowl's $5. So first of all, it's reasonably priced, and it's you're balling on a budget. The Famous Bowl is just mashed potatoes, corn, gravy, and little chicken bits thrown in there. Kind of, you get everything all in one, so to speak.
Okay.
Be nice to the KFC people because they know which ones are the gristle bits and which ones are the good bits, and they'll give you the good one. And if you're a dick at the thing, you notice everyone can hear you. That's what I forget on the drive-thru. They all wear headphones now. So if they hear you being an asshole in the drive-thru, like, oh, you're getting the snickle fritz. Like,
the burnt crispy parts that were left in the fryer.
You're getting the chicken claw. You're not getting the chicken breast. So it's been a good time getting Sweet Lightning from KFC.
I want to ride the lightning, first of all. Also, I feel like now I need to get a Famous Bowl. Like, this is in my cards.
Get a Famous Bowl, 6 biscuits. Eat the biscuits within 8 minutes, or the air will cauterize them, and they
just rocks at that point.
It's rocks, right? Yeah. I did that the other day. I accidentally left it in the box too long, and then I came home, and it was completely ruined. And I microwaved the biscuits. I'm like, this is where my life is. I'm microwaving KFC biscuits right now.
Wow.
It's a good life. That sounds fantastic to me. Well, welcome to KFC Talk. If you're just tuning in, sorry Churches, sorry Popeyes, whatever. What other chicken chain? PDQ.
What about Ludo's? Anyone had Ludo's? That's a real one. Maybe that might be too hipster LA. It's some hipster shit.
But we did have the band Ludo on last week. But I don't know about the chicken.
Associated with chicken or anything.
No crossover there. No crossover. Well, not to steer away, but I know Elgin, you had my favorite question. Do you want to start with that?
Yeah, totally. Like, I mean, you're a voice actor and you have a very unique voice. And Kit and I were talking earlier, and I was just curious if you ever like use your voice to for personal benefit, like i.e. calling into school as your dad and being like, Josh won't be here today, or like, you know, like Kevin McAllister in Home Alone 2 when he used the talk boy to get the hotel, but you don't need, you're like naturally
credit your thing.
You got it. Yeah.
You got it. Cool Jack. I want to say yes. I have used my voice to manipulate. Mostly, it was just when I try and get the AT&T people to give me a further deadline on my bill. I just am really kind and nice over the phone to them. But when I was a kid, I was like okay. I'm going to reveal myself. I'm going to snitch. I made my own doctor's notes. I didn't call the school because my voice wasn't that low yet.
Okay.
I do have another story, but I would make my own doctor's notes to like get out of school. And this is back in like the 90s. So like, it wasn't that hard to like make this fake dentist note to be like, oh yeah, that's why I'm 3 hours late every day. But Eddie, it's okay. But as far as like using my voice, one time we called, ironically, a talk boy was involved because we called, must have been in like 8th or 9th grade, and we had a talk boy, and my buddy was downstairs recording the phone conversation I was having, and I called Chex and pretended I was a father who was very upset that he had found a burned, this is a true story too, I'd found some like blackened or burned charred husk of a corn Chex in my cereal. So I called and just unleashed as a true 9th grader would in a low voice, and they bought my shit. They believed that I was pissed off. I gave them my address, and I'm not lying. My dad came to me a couple weeks later. He's like, Josh, did you get something in the mail? I was like, why? He's like, well, I got sent something from the Chex factory. It's basically free Chex for like 6 years. It's like a coupon of Chex. And I was like, I don't know what happened. I don't know.
That's hilarious. Your first sponsorship. Yeah.
My first sponsorship was corn Chex, and I'll still rock the corn Chex all day. I make my wife buy it. No shame. No shame.
No shame.
Better than rice Chex.
Okay. Well, okay. Kind of controversial question. Talking about the talk boy, obviously, it was featured in Home Alone 2. Now, for both you and Elgin, did you think that the traps that Kevin set up in Home Alone 2 were way more murderous than Home Alone 1?
Well, yeah, you got to go twice as hard, man. It's a sequel. It's a sequel.
But like that,
he was going for blood in New York. Like he had nail guns. Like first one was like it's micro machines and slick an iced out pathway. Second one was like I'm going to shoot you with a paint can. And
yeah, you're falling 5 stories down into the basement from the roof.
Have either one of you seen Home Alone 3, or dare I say it? It was on the other day. Home Alone 4.
So bad.
Are they bad? I've never seen them.
Like, terrible. Home Alone 3 was bad, but Home Alone 4 was atrocious.
Home Alone 4, I stopped it. It had the guy from, was it Third Rock from the Sun?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
The skinny guy and
French.
French. French.
Yes.
And then the girl from it was the girl from Third Rock too, or no? But they were both.
Yes, they were both. Yeah, they were both the Wet Bandit, basically characters. It was bad. The scene I saw was them like getting blasted by a shower. I was like, all right, we really.
Yeah, it's like his dad and his wife are divorced, and he lives in this mansion, and it's all like advanced. So like they're getting attacked by a robot shower. Yeah.
Oh, as you do. As you do. Okay, very interesting. I'm glad I asked that. Let's see. Where do we? Okay. So back to you, Josh Petersdorf. I guess a question, and you probably do get asked this a lot, but for people watching that maybe have never, heard you answer before, who helped you get into voice acting? And do you recall your very first gig?
Well, when I'm not supplying my beard for dogs to chew and gnaw at, the first voice acting job, it's on YouTube I ever did. It's called The Winter Stalker. And it's this crazy, I wish we could do like a picture in picture right now because it wouldn't violate anything. But it's basically, if you Google The Winter Stalker on YouTube. And it's this 1.5 minute, 2 minute long a freak out of this old man like tying knots around dolls' heads and talking about, I'm going to find you, Katie. And when I do, it's going to be great. And at the end, it's Santa. And you figure out it's Santa. And it's like this demonic Santa. And that was like the first thing I ever did, called the Winter Stalker. And that was for a friend. We were never paid, but it was really nice. So that was like the first legitimate. That had I think it had like 100,000 plus hits on YouTube for the time, like 10 plus years ago. That was a lot. You know what I mean? That was a lot. So, but then like professionally, I worked with a couple people for the first professional was for Dockers. That was the first Dockers, the 365 custom khaki, wherever you want. That was me. I did this whole online viral marketing video for these khakis you could spill wine on. It would just fall right off. So the 365 custom khaki.
Hell yeah.
Pee your pants. No one will notice.
Yeah, if you could piss your pants, you could get so drunk you just shit yourself. It'll slide right off. You just go right into the bag. Collected by your socks. Like Cinco. Tim and Eric had a Cinco product, I think.
Oh my God. That's my favorite. All the Cinco products. The Cinco portable shower is my favorite one.
The bat, it's like the bat log. It's like a log and a bat was one of their toys. It just makes no sense.
The turtle, but it's a turtle. It's a frisbee, and you
throw
it, and then it takes like 10 days to walk back.
Cinco.
I missed that show.
I missed that show too.
Me too. Yeah. I think I watched it not too long ago. It's on some streaming service, so you can still get your.
I don't know if to take Tim Heidecker. I can never know if I'm like, are you fucking with me? Or are you being serious? You know what I mean? Like, are you? Because he's really into his music recently, and he's been making like acoustic songs and stuff, and he plays the guitar. And Eric Wareheim is some huge food junkie. He's always posting like, here's my pasta gnocchi with some soft white wine. It's delicious. Tom goes to the mayor. Thank you, Tom.
Sounds delicious. Also, thank you for sharing their last names. This is news to me. I just knew Tim and Eric.
Alex Pardee had something to do with it. Alex Pardee is a good friend of my friend Steve Reedy, and I've worked with Alex Pardee on a video also. And I worked with I forget his name, but it was another artist who works closely with Alex. And I'll have to link you guys later, and I'll show you some stuff.
Yes,
awesome.
Please do. Please do.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So let's move from voice acting to gaming, because I mean, I'm a gamer. And I mean, I have Nintendo tattoos. I love video games, man. Do you like gaming? And obviously, like, what is one of your first games that you ever remember like playing?
Best video game. First game I remember playing was Super Mario on regular Nintendo. That was like the first. That was my first one. I got the Duck Hunt bundle, and I'll never forget the first day I played it. I played it so much, like I burned my thumb because I was just. That was the first time my parents played, and it was the old, like, they beat World 1 and like got to like World 1-4, and then they beat that, and they were so heartbroken because it was like, our princess is in another castle. And to them, they're like, what is this? This is crap. We beat the game and we were screwed. They never like touched video games ever again. I think my cousin was 2 or 3 years older than me. About 2 months later, they called him over to beat the game, because at the end of Mario there's a pattern. You have to do a certain pattern in the 8th world, right? And he knew the pattern. This is like 1989. There was no, you know what I mean, there was no internet. You couldn't like call,
look up
you could call the Nintendo hotline, but they're like, it's $6.99 a minute, you know what I mean? And the guy would talk to you for 5 minutes like, are you sure this is the game you want? So my cousin came over and beat the game, and they were like, this is amazing. And then I was promptly grounded from the Nintendo every day since, and I was never able to. No. It's funny that my memories of my Nintendo are like, I always remember just being grounded from it. I don't remember playing it a lot, but I remember looking at it.
my memories of Nintendo were always, I was always Luigi, but my sister was Mario, my older sister, and she can beat the entire game in one run in one life. So I never got to play.
Not fun. So you never got to play.
I just sat there.
But I had younger sisters, so I was smart, and I'd be like, you guys go first because I know you're gonna lose. So I'll just wait.
See, she could have been nice. You know what?
She could have been nice.
I'm gonna let her know.
Wow.
Still triggered by it to this day.
It explains a lot. Okay, so so Josh, one of the like really awesome things about you, and I'm sure everyone watching knows, but you're kind of like a big deal on Twitch. Like, you got it going on. Yes, you are.
It's such a
Yes.
brutal landscape. I'm so thankful for all the people who come join us on Twitch. I've been streaming for like 3+ years now, and dude, it's been tough. You know what I mean? But it's been so rewarding some of the times. And the one thing I could say about Twitch is it's like an ever evolving landscape. So, when I started streaming 3 years ago, I was using Onkbot, and and then that turned into Streamlabs chatbot, and then Streamlabs chatbot integrated into Streamlabs OBS. And I'm like, dude, I got on the right bot because everything just automatically did it. So the technology is always evolving. It's always, I've had to spend money like to get this neon light in the back so that it looks cool. Cause I was like, I don't want to just sit here in this is a bed. Like, it has like I'm giving away all my secrets now.
Yeah, but not every streamer has a dog chewing on their beard. So like it puts you, one step ahead.
So I've had to learn to like keep up and like production stuff, hiring artists to make video overlays. Like I wanted to have an animated overlay and stuff like that I didn't realize. And you got to pay people for the work. You know what I mean? And I went to Fiverr and I've outsourced a bunch of stuff and got my emotes. And then I realized, I have people who've subbed for almost 3 years now. It's like I need to have year badges. So there's a little bit of busy work, but the reward has been amazing. And I love the community, and I love being able to play with everyone. Our streams are Sunday nights at 8:00 right now. We're streaming World of Warcraft the past couple months.
Specific time,
yes. So it's like a little later on the East Coast, 11:00. But we're just streaming WoW, and we're playing with people, and it's been a good time. It's been a good time.
Is that your favorite game to stream, or do you have a game that you're like looking forward to streaming in the future?
I like streaming. I think it kind of depends. There's certain games that I love playing that suck streaming. Like, for instance, Final Fantasy Tactics is a game that I really have been playing like behind the scenes recently in old school, but it's really slow. And it's tough if you're going to 6 p.m., hot prime time playing that, it's like, that's more of like a 1 a.m. kind of thing at the very end of the stream. I think it's smarter to play games that are either more, if your community is smaller, to play stuff like Among Us, Overwatch, Call of Duty, play some battle royals, play games that your community can play with you. And that's kind of what they can do in Warcraft too. So it's hit or miss. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
I love playing Among Us, man. That game is so cool.
I've never played.
Super cool.
It's so fun, and it's just like silly, and it's a game for everybody. I think it
really is. It's like, and it requires a group. You can't like play Among Us by themselves. So, and it's more fun when you kind of know the people that you're playing with. And you play with strangers, you're like, oh, we can do this 1 or 2. But when you really know people and you get into it, it's like, okay, it's pretty intense. You know what I mean? When you gotta play, we should set one up, Kid Cadet.
Can we?
It would be so fun.
Oh my God, yes. And Milo, who's watching, Milo, you get to come too.
Milo, and congratulations to your son, Milo. Andy is so cute. He is so precious. I'm so happy for you out there.
Yeah.
How crazy is it the last time you were on, Josh, that like his wife was like streaming next to his wife giving birth?
Yeah, he's like, here I am. I'm in the labor room. You hear,
yeah.
Just keep it down. I'm streaming. Like,
wow, that's dedication right there.
It's
dedication. Was super dedicated. He was super. Milo's that kind of guy. Like the first time I met Milo, I knew I liked him, and ever since, every time I see him, he always puts a smile on my face. He's a good dude.
He's a chill dude, man.
And DG Animated, you're in too.
Yeah,
of course.
And Milo's hooked me up. Like I've gotten random calls from like the WWE because of Milo and stuff. Like we've done some really funny stuff that I've been like, what? And Milo's like, I don't know, bro. I just name dropped you. I don't know what happened. So I call him at like 2 a.m. I'm like, I pocket dialed Adam Cole. What the hell do I do? It was like 3 a.m. He's like, just don't say anything. Just remain calm. Just chill out. I'm like, okay. Thank you. He's like my big brother I go to for like wrestling advice. I'm like,
well,
this guy just puts his hands in his nuts. Do I shake it? He's like, yeah, you gotta shake it. You sanitize it after. All right.
Especially during COVID. Sanitize after they touch the nuts. But shout out to Milo Beasley show. We gotta plug our brother
shout out to at the wrestling bum on Twitter too.
I think he changed his handle.
No.
I think it happened.
Drop your handle in the chat.
Yeah, drop your handle in the chat. All right.
I waited all this time for a shout out and Josh gets it wrong. All right.
It's all right.
Well, since we're on the topic of handles, based on your Twitch name, what is your favorite Transformer? And who is your favorite Ghostbuster?
Oh, good. That's a good question. So, I mean, we got to go with Optimus because he's on the arm. Like it just goes all the way up. We got to go with Optimus Prime because he's so loyal and he's like stands for the family and he's a good man and he's died and he's come back to life. He's very powerful. Ghostbusters, I'm going to go with Venkman all the way. I'm going with Venkman. Close second, probably Stantz and Spangler tied, but Venkman is just every reiteration here from the cartoon when it was Dave Coulier, cut it out, Spud.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. And I was turning into Barney. I don't know, but
Barney's my favorite Ghostbuster. So,
I did an audition the other day that was just like, this is just my terrible impersonation of Bob West, pretty much. Like, this is me doing Barney, like, hey, kids. I love you. You love me.
Like, this is a serious drama.
Your mother and I have decided to break up. But we still love you. Just Baby Bop and DJ are going to live with someone else.
Yeah, I've been cheating on your mother.
I have to pay $600 a month in dinosaur support.
I'm going to go live with your Uncle Tommy.
Yeah. Me and Grimace from McDonald's have a fling. He's my beard.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Bob. I've sanctified Barney. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. You're good. You're good. Whew, okay. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, but a good follow-up question. Okay, obviously there's been, a remake or a continuation of the Ghostbusters film that they did a couple years ago. We know that there's another one coming out. Forget all that, right? Let's clear our heads. If you could come up with the plot for Ghostbusters 3, what would the plot be? And which 80s artist would you have, or 80s, 90s artist would you have do the theme song?
I'd have, if I could get Prince, I'd have Prince. He back is the ghost. Mustard. Just something like very Prince-like. I'd have him, or maybe like Huey Lewis in the News. Maybe have them do like it's a bust a ghost.
Bust a ghost.
Oh, power of love, the curious thing. Take a big old shit on a diamond ring. All right, so I think
I don't think those are the lyrics. Hold on, let me double check.
It was pretty close.
Plot-wise, so here's my beef with the third Ghostbusters movie, the girl one. Wasn't that they were girls at all? I didn't care about that. I was just bummed that they didn't like continue the story. You know what I mean? I was like, there's a story to be told here. Like, you could have been like, what if the guys were like all crackpots and, you know what I mean? The girls were like the smart ones. So then we still are pushing this, you know what I mean? Strong woman angle, which is totally fine. But if I could do it again, I would bring back like Gozer the Gozerian. I would just bring back the Destructor and do some cool stuff with Gozer. And there was an animated episode called Citizen Ghost in the real Ghostbusters when like their suits came back to life because they were covered in ectoplasmic residue as like ghost clones of themselves. It was a really good episode. I would do something like that. You know,
that's a great idea.
Hire me. That. I love the Ghostbusters. I just got a new poster I'm going to put in here. It's a Ghostbusters 2 poster. I'm going to put in the back too.
See, if I remember correctly, because I like watching any documentary, anything that I can find about Ghostbusters. If I remember, they were writing another one where they went to space or they went to the moon or something.
They went to hell. There was one.
They went to hell.
They went to hell. There was one draft when New York City was consumed by hell and that they had to go to hell.
So what's different?
Well, I guess you're right.
It's a reality show. Yeah.
Sorry, Elgin.
The rats are smaller in hell. Do you live in New York, Elgin?
No, I used to live. I'm from New York, yeah, but now
it's like I live in Los Angeles. They're both shitholes. It's fine. We can both say, like, yeah, we hate these cities. They're terrible. They're horrible, dirty places.
Sorry, anyone watching from New York. Mayor de Blasio.
We love New York. And the bodybuilder Chris Cuomo.
Love him.
Come on, even the rats love the pizza in New York. It's great.
Pizza Rat. Shout out to Pizza Rat, longtime viewer. We love you. Okay. Okay.
That was good. I like that one. That was a good one.
So what about ghosts in general? Ghosts, aliens, paranormal thing. Do you believe in stuff like that?
Yes, 100%. I think the world of the paranormal is exactly that. It is very paranormal, and the more you expect it, the least it happens. My grandmother used to swear that she would go under street lights and they would go out, and it happens to me all the time. And
Wow.
then years ago, this is true. Years ago, she passed away, and it stopped for like several years. And then my daughter was born a year and a half ago, and she's named after my grandmother, Sunny Louise. It started again. So
Get out of here.
So there's a specific light. I take a walk every night. I kind of walk just like a mile and a half late at night to kind of get tired or take the dog out. And the path I take, there's a street light, and it's always this every time. It just goes off right when I walk under it. I'm like, dude, I'll be literally staring at it across the street. It's on. Okay, I walk over, and it startles me sometimes because I'm like, boo, and it's literally, and it freaks me out, and I get goosebumps now thinking about it. But
so I have a similar experience in my house. Like right now, my wife had a cousin who passed, and every now and then we'll be sitting in the living room hanging out, and the light will go off or it'll go on just randomly, and we're like, "Mikey, are you visiting us? What's up, man?"
Yeah.
So we'll have a conversation with him, and just he's checking in on us and stuff. So
I think it's important to treat it like that. I think that you kind of have to have a little bit of sense of humor, like, haha. My wife always jokes with me. She's like, if I die before you, I'm going to haunt you. And I'm
Oh,
going,
that's
isn't that
love.
romantic? You know what I mean? It's true love. It's like, I will haunt you. And if you ever date another woman, I will haunt her too. Banshee screams, just wailing in the night. I will just break every window. And I'm like, that's so romantic, honey. I would never date anyone. Even if you passed away, I would just live my life as a shrew. It's fine. So
and hang out at KFC and eat 6 biscuits.
Yes.
I mean, like,
there you go.
You're set. Oh,
Now,
wow.
I believe too. I think the biggest thing that I've personally witnessed is unfortunately, when death is around and it's right in front of you. Like we had our old animal, John, passed away in our arms, and I've heard several people speak about this third person experience when just for a couple seconds I had a vision of like me being behind, looking at myself and my wife holding the dog, and then I was back into it. You know what I mean? And I swear I've heard other people say the same thing, and I swear that really happened to me. Like the couple seconds he was passing, I just kind of, and he went in. Who knows, man? There's so much more to this world than we can understand. Like you think about what air looks like and molecules, and as a human being, like if we could have like thermal vision, how different everything would look. You know what I mean? So
like Predator.
Yeah, exactly. Like Predator. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So do that again. Story. That was so.
Peter Cullen is the one who did those sounds, the voice of Optimus.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I just found that out because I just showed it to Jude for the first time a couple weeks ago because, I have my little Predator tattoo.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're married. We've been married 2 years now. It's time.
It's that Predator.
Wow.
Yeah.
and the guy inside the bodysuit was from Harry and the Hendersons.
Was it the same guy? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Harry.
I heard a story that they were gonna hire like Jean-Claude Van Damme to be a Predator, but he didn't want to do it because
he was too short. He didn't want to be shorter than Arnold.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's the ego thing. Wow. I'm taking that paycheck. I don't give a shit.
Well,
those are the years when he was making like Hard Target, and he made Hard Target, and he did like Time Cop. It wasn't that bad of a movie. Time Cop is you'll probably remember because he jumps up and does the splits on the counter. He's always doing the splits.
Always.
Every movie, Double Impact, anything he's in. Remember that one?
I do. Double Impact. That was when it was like an evil Jean-Claude Van Damme. It was
him versus his evil twin. Yeah. Long lost Alex or something. Yeah.
I need to catch up on these movies. I'm feeling super
Universal
nostalgic.
Soldier. That's another weird one too.
That's another one.
They both died in the Vietnam, but they were on ice for 30 years. It just didn't age at all. But they're genetically modified super soldiers. Dolph Lundgren. Let's go.
Oh man, Dolph Lundgren is doing the convention circuit now, so hopefully we'll all get to meet him. In the next.
That'd be awesome.
I was so I was like a delayed starstruck because we did all that stuff. It was like 2 years ago now, right? That's so crazy. with Cobra Kai right before that was before
Right
they
before-
went. Yeah, before they blew
like
up on
blew
Netflix.
up.
And they were all those guys were so nice. They were so humble, except for Johnny. He was a dick. No, I'm just kidding.
It's the eagle fang.
It's
You
the eagle
know.
thing. No, they were
Eagle
all really
fang.
kind. And I remember even talking to, I forget his name, but the lead boy who's the
Miguel Zolo.
who plays
I-
Miguel.
Solo. Yeah.
I forget. He was what a cool kid, really class act. He for being a young kid, he's had his head screwed tight on his shoulders. He had his mind right. Good kid.
I love hearing that. That's my favorite thing to hear because not everyone's nice. Not everyone's as nice as you, Josh. You know,
No, I think I tell the funny story of you, Cadet, when I go, my friend interviews William Shatner, and he goes, so what do you think? What's it going to be? What are they going to talk to me about? And you're like, well, probably Star Trek. And he's like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know what you expected, Will. Like, you know what I mean, Bill? They're probably going to talk to you about Star Trek.
He likes horses.
Yeah, he's like, I want to hear about my equestrian knowledge and the great things you can do. Like, no, we just want to hear about, people asking you how the suit fit and, Final Frontier and stuff like that. So,
well, Josh, I feel like, okay, we have so many questions we wanted to ask you, but I feel like since you're doing a really good William Shatner impression, we kind of wanted to segue into a game. Okay. And we've done this once before with Roger Clark, who is the actor from Red Dead 2, where we brought up promos and asked you to read them in some of your voices. So is that okay with you? I know we're just springing this on you.
Absolutely.
So we had asked a couple of our friends what they want to hear you say. And the first thing everyone was like, oh, he has to do Hard Times from Dusty Roads. So we're going to bring that up. We have it for you so you can read it off the screen. But here's the catch. We want to hear it.
Oh, as Roadhog?
As Roadhog from Overwatch.
Okay. Hot times. Like, should somebody come punch me in the eye right quick so I get the dark circle. There we go. Boom, boom. I'm out. I feel good. In hard times are when a man has worked at a job for 30 years, and they give him a watch, kick him in the butt and say, hey, a computer took your place, daddy. That's hard times. And Ric Flair, you put hard times on this country boy by taking Dusty Roads out. That's hard times. And we all had hard times together, and we're all animals. And I admit, I don't look like the athlete of the day's supposed to look. Yeah. My belly's just a bit big, yeah. My hiney's just a little big, yeah. But brother, I am bad, and they know I'm bad. So bad you can taste it, so bad you can't waste it, so bad you gotta face it, yeah. I turned into Randy at the end.
Holy expletive! Oh my
God, was so
awesome!
You went in and out of Dusty into Roadhog into the way you could just switch on a dime.
It's going right.
So awesome.
It's going. See the ADHD medicine flowing through my body. No,
that was,
and then the freestyle rhyme at the end. You should have been on Wild and Out, man. That was fucking beautiful.
Little known fact: I used to be a freestyle champion. I used to be a freestyler. Yeah.
Whoa!
Gave it up. But that was kind of one of the reasons I got into voice acting. I used to make music, and I was a battle rapper for many years.
That's awesome.
So was Elgin.
And I think me and Elgin might have to we're going to have a round one day. You know what I mean? We might have to have a round.
Can I beatbox?
Yes.
Elgin taught me how to beatbox. So, oh my God.
Next stream. That'll be epic. Next stream, we'll set it up.
Okay. So we have some more. I believe this next one, I forget what it is. Oh, okay. This is Reading Rainbow as Professor Snape.
I love it. Okay. Let me settle here for a second and bring him here. Butterfly in the sky. I can go twice as high. Take a look. It's in a book. A reading rainbow. I can go anywhere. Friends to know. Ways to grow. Reading rainbow. I can be anything, Mr. Potter. Take a look. It's in a book of the dark arts. A reading rainbow.
Wow.
That was awesome.
That was brilliant. Great graphic for that.
That is beautiful. That was, oh my God. Wow.
That was so hilarious. I'm going to watch that.
Sorry, LeVar, you're out of a job. And
But you
then
don't have to take my word for it.
oh, so good.
Oh my god, that was hilarious.
Okay, I think we have another one. I don't remember what this next one is.
Ah, my face hurts.
Oh,
wow. Okay.
This is
So-
Snoop Dogg as Sir Michael Caton.
You see, when I was young, I used to drink thimbles of brandy and speak with my teeth out to here. So don't change the diesel. So then, I got a living room full of fine dime bristles waiting on the pizzle. Pizzle and the shizzle. Cheese to the bisac. No worries. Here we go.
Oh. And that's why he's a sir. That's why he's Sir Michael Caton.
Sir Michael Caine. You
That's
see,
right,
when
sir.
you speak as Michael, you just got to do it like this, you see. You don't got to care. You just got to go.
Oh.
When I go in the bathroom, I don't take a shit, okay? The shit leaves my body because I'm done with it.
Profound. Profound. Wow.
I take a poo in the loo.
There's 3 stages to any shit, all right? The setup, the reveal, the turn, and the prestige. It's
Accurate.
I love that movie.
That's
So
a
good.
brilliant film.
It's so good.
That's a brilliant film, Prestige, and that and The Illusionist, both amazing movies. I really
Both
like. They
great.
came out around the same time. Really good movies.
It's
Is there
always
a
funny
better
how-
magic movie than that?
Yeah, no, there isn't. And
No.
it's always funny how 2 movies of the same like genre come out at the exact
Same
same
time.
time.
That's
Like
a whole other
Deep
story.
Impact, and what was the other one?
Armageddon?
Yeah.
Armageddon, Deep Impact, yeah. And then there was the other one. It was like the John Cusack one. It was like 1999, and the other one when New York froze over.
Oh my god, A Day After Tomorrow.
Day
Day After
and
Tomorrow. And I think it was
2000
2000 or something. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just like that, right? Same thing, San Andreas, and there's always this disaster porn, they called it. It was like, it's always The Rock, you know what I mean? Swinging from a skyscraper with this prosthetic leg, like,
Insane.
I'm not mad about it though. I don't know.
Not mad at Dwayne.
They can have all my money. All right, I think we have one more, and this is kind of like actor's choice. So whoever's voice you want to do, combine them all
Sounds
together.
like I did something for Duke Nukem. I'm here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum. I'm gonna rip your neck off. You know, he goes, I'm gonna rip your head off and shit in your neck. That's a Duke Nukem line.
I love Duke Nukem, man. It's one of my favorite all-time games. Even now, I still love to go back and play Duke Nukem.
Thank you.
3D.
I made my son when he was learning, Elgin, when he was learning how to play PC. I was like, you know what a great way to start is? I said, try playing Duke Nukem. And he was like, this game is so hard, Dad. I know it's this is what we had. I was like, I'd play this game for 2 hours and not beat the first level and be like, I'll come back to it later. You know what I mean? He could like it taught him how to use mouse and keyboard though. And then I was like, let's try, because he wanted to learn how to play like Overwatch and stuff on the PC because he's really good on the controller. But when he goes to PC, he was like, oh, it's way different. I was like, I know, you're going from like playing like 13-year-olds to like 40-year-old man. It's really it's really messed up, son. But this is how you become the best. So
Love it.
shout out Deadly Chemicals. You can follow him on YouTube and Twitch.
Nice.
Love it. So, Egg McMuffin, before we go into our final game, one of your fans has a question on Twitch. I'm going to try to pronounce the name. Seba. And I know it's always hard to like pick a favorite, but do you have a favorite character that you like to act, Josh?
So there's 2. I think the most impactful character I've done has been Roadhog, probably from Overwatch for sure. My personal favorite was Maxwell Tyrosus from World of Warcraft, because I love World of Warcraft and I played it for years. When I finally got to be in the game, I was like, oh my God, I was so excited. And I was just really, blown away by being a part of that universe. And I see Sebastian. I know Sebastian. He tags us a lot on Twitter with pictures that he's drawn of all the characters. So shout out to you, Sebastian. I know exactly who you are. Do I wish Mr. Tone was more like J. Jonah Jameson from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies? I think he kind of is, isn't he? He's kind of like, I don't care, calendar, get in there and do your homework. And when I'm done, I'm going to use my abacus and Komiya. Yeah, you better get ready, boy. So I want to see some fan art of Tone as as like an evil, as J. Jonah Jameson. That'd be cool. Absolutely, Sebastian. Thank
Putting
you.
it out there, Sebastian.
Nice.
Challenge.
Make it happen.
Sebastian's a loyal Twitter Agretzico stan. We love our stans for sure. For sure.
Well, okay, since we briefly talked about World of Warcraft, before we get into the final game, if you had, and I know I don't mean to put you on the spot, but if you had to assign a class or a character for Elgin and I, what do you think we would be?
Elgin, I'll go with you first. Elgin is definitely going to be like a night elf rogue. I want to say he's going to be very night elf rogue because he's going to hide in the shadows, chill out, and just be useful. Heather / Kid Cadet, we're going to go maybe, I want to say I see like a gnome or like a blood elf, because you might be for the Horde. I think you would be for
I want to be a blood elf so
you want to be a blood He's like, I wanna be a blood elf. So like a blood elf, I want to say like a blood elf warlock, because you'd have Jude as your minion, who would be spewing fireballs at your side.
He would
be casting Chaos Bolt, and Jude would
just stand on Jude's shoulder.
Yes, Jude, they're like coexisting. Like Jude and her, like they need each other. She needs Jude for the magic, he needs her for like the sustenance. It's good.
Aww, I love that so
I love
much.
that.
That was beautiful.
Yeah,
Rogue Night Elf. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It sounds like so kick ass.
Yeah, rogue night elf, and you can go into stealth. You carry daggers. You backstab people.
Hell yeah!
It's great.
You backstabber. All right.
Why stab me in the calf? Can't get that high. So.
And what about you? What's your character like, Josh?
I'm boring. Like I'm like a human. You know what I mean? I'm like a normal human shadow priest, because like I'm like a priest, but I refuse to like heal. I'm like, I use the dark side. Yeah. And all right. If you're like dying in front of me, I'm like, all right, heal, go away. Like I won't heal unless I have to. Yeah, it's like last resort. I'm like, oh, you're gonna live. You don't need heals. You're fine. I'm over here doing it off. Yeah, walk it off.
Put some dirt on it.
Take a potion. Don't bother me. I only have limited mana here. Okay, I got limited mana, and I'm not wasting it on you. So
noted. If we're ever in that situation, all right.
Shadow priest.
Sounds concerning. Well, okay, Josh. So we have the game of Would You Rather, and obviously there's no wrong answers. This one's really fun. Elgin and I had a good time coming up with this. Okay. So if you want to elaborate on why you picked something, fantastic. If not, we'll move along to the next one. But here we go. The first, Would You Rather. Elgin, take it away.
Here we go. Would you rather have the ability to transform into a smart car or the ability to transform into a school bus?
School bus. No one wants to transform into a tin can. No one. Okay. You can't mount any weapons on the smart car. You can mount like cannons on the school bus. I'd talk to Optimus. We'd have some upgrades made. Yeah. I don't think the smart car wouldn't be allowed in the Transformers. It'd be like Bumblebee's side chick.
So could you do like, what would the voice be if a Transformer was a smart car versus what the voice would be if it was a bus?
So a smart car would be like a very hipster Transformer. So it would be here. Oh, did you know, Optimus, I get 55 gallons to the mile. Isn't that a bit? I sound like Harvey.
Harvey Firestein.
Yeah.
God, I never thought David and I would wear such prosthetics on our face. Oh, my God. And so I'd probably be just a smart car. They say I'm stupid, but I'm a smart car. I don't know.
Thank you for that Mrs. Doubtfire moment.
David. He's like, I want to become a woman. I thought you'd never ask. The movie still makes me cry.
It's such a great movie.
So you want to hear something really sad? It opened on Broadway for one day. It was in previews for one day before the pandemic hit.
Oh, so it was its maiden run and everything.
Opening day and closing night. Yeah.
How typical. That sucks. Mrs. Doubtfire is as like a father who's unfortunately been through a custody battle with my son's mother. It's such a sad story. Because it's like, but it does have a good ending. You know what I mean?
It does.
Yeah, he gets it together, and there's a lesson learned. It's like, yeah, you can't be this kind of irresponsible, you know what I mean, eating TV dinners. You gotta, get your stuff together, Dad, and he does. And I thought it was, but I still watch it.
Endearing. Love that movie.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm sad that they never made. Oh yeah, it was a drive-by fruiting. It's my favorite. Okay,
she's got a terrible case of the crabs. So that one she does. Don't wonder now. Hasn't been around in years. It's like probably like a dusty hole. She said.
Well, before I move to the next one, do we want to hear what the school bus would sound like?
The school bus would be Barney. Hey kids, hop on in, transform and roll out. Boop, boop.
Boop, beep. Very good. Oh,
The wheels
amazing.
on the bus go round and round. Megatron, Megatron.
Never
Love
gets
it.
old.
All right, here's the second one, Josh. Would you rather, always talk like Galileo? I hope I'm
Me-
pronouncing that right. Or always talk like Roadhog? Galileo? Galileo.
Neither, because they both hurt like hell. But
Oh, if you
Roadhog,
had to.
Roadhog especially, I'd go with Galileo because he's more of like a Cockney guy and he's got that kind of masculine Jason Statham thing going on, So maybe Galileo, because Roadhog is just like emphysema mixed with Dr. Claw, mixed with I was smoking cigarettes when I recorded him, and it's been almost 6 years clean now, cigarettes. So don't
Oh,
smoke.
congratulations.
Yeah, it's awesome, man.
Bad for you. Don't smoke cigarettes, kids. Bad.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I think that was my grandfather passed away, and he had smoked for years but hadn't smoked for like the last 20, and then my another one of my aunts unfortunately had passed at the same time from smoking. So that was like, okay, it was kind of like, and then I remember doing that voice and I was like, I don't know if I can keep doing this voice and smoking cigarettes. So which one is more important to you? And I was like, this voice is more important to me than smoking cigarettes. So don't smoke. They're horribly addicting and they'll twist your mind.
Fair enough. Thank you for that PSA.
Mm.
All right. Elgin?
Next up, here we go. Would you rather wrestle against Bonesaw in the cage or team up with Jimmy King in a 3-tier cage match?
I would crown him with Jimmy King. Crown him. I would crown him. But I'm never turning down an opportunity for Bonesaw in the cage. And Randy was so proud of that movie. You know what I mean? He would like, I had a cameo in Spider-Man, Hulk Hogan. You ain't nothing. Be a man, Hulk. So I'm gonna go wrestle against Bonesaw in a cage for sure.
It's such a classic scene, man.
It is.
I'm
Hey,
not, all love to David Arquette and his accomplishments in the ring, but he's got a stiff shot coming from me. No, shoot, David Arquette. Okay, so I'm coming for you.
He has a documentary out, I think, like right now about him wrestling.
David Arquette can't die or something?
Yes.
Something like that, yeah.
He got in a
Okay.
terrible, horrible accident against Nick Gage, was it?
In the death match?
Yes, he was in a death match and probably shouldn't have been in a death match with Nick Gage. You know what I mean? Number one. Like, number two, he got cut on his throat pretty bad during the match because he did something wrong. And so it's also like, hey, bro, you know what I mean? Know your limits and be careful out there.
Yeah. Well, Scream 5 coming to theaters 2022.
Is
That'll
there?
be fun. Yeah.
That's cool.
Very exciting. As long as Courtney
Well,
Cox's bangs don't come back.
I saw that movie in the theater when I was a kid. It must have been Scream 2. And for whatever reason, every freaking dude and stoner bro in the audience, whenever Dewey would come on, was just Dewey. They would like chant in the theater. I never forgot that. How when I saw that movie, like Dewey was like a legendary. They were like Dewey. They were literally chanting when he came on. It was like the second night the movie had come out. I was like, how do you guys know who Dewey is so much? Did you watch the first one that much?
You could probably play like a every time Dewey comes on screen drinking game.
Oh,
Yeah.
There you
Every time
go.
Dewey's upper lip goes,
Well, like in my brain, I mix up Scary Movie and Scream. And so I keep thinking Officer Doofy, which is, I mean, classic, right? Classic.
With my hand here.
Oh my god!
What's
Now
your-
I just stuffed the turkey. Then
That's your answer?
Love it. All right, here's the next one, Josh. Would you rather have the ability to anamorph or the ability to evolve like a Pokemon?
that is a disturbing anamorph picture. I'm like,
yeah.
That's what they look like.
it's the third one on the right when he's like, he looks like, I don't know. Oh
It's
man,
like midway between Jonathan Taylor Thomas
that's
and
exactly
Airbud.
what I was saying. I was like, it's Jonathan Taylor Thomas turns
And
into
Airbud.
Airbud, turns into like Marmaduke at the end. It's just like, what is going on there? I'm gonna have to. I'm not a big Pokemon guy, but the mega evolutions are pretty intense. So I'm gonna have to go with the ability to evolve. The Animorph would just, my dog would get pissed off at me because I just Animorph into something and he'd be really mad.
Oh man. Okay. And Steve says the movie's called "You Can't Kill David Arquette." Thank you, Steve.
Okay.
We appreciate you. That's what y'all are here for, to help us out. All right.
Yeah. There are
one.
fact checkers. All right, here we go. Would you rather? Oh wow. Okay. Would you rather have 6 hours of road stories with Virgil or 6 hours of road stories with Jim Cornette?
I would get a 12-pack of Sprite and I'd go ride with Jim Cornette for
Hell
sure. No offense to Virgil, bro, but Corny just tells a freaking tale like no one else. And I tell you, I was just out there and I was doing the Mid-South Wrestling. This fucking guy, the Young Bucks are terrible. Spot cheats. All they do is hop and jump around the damn ring. Ain't no wrestling involved. And it's just, what's he call them?
Spot monkeys?
Yeah, he calls them the spot monkeys and hatred for AEW. And
they'll never make it.
Yeah. They're making it, Jim. They're making
it for sure.
You're welcome to Botchamania for making your cornet face so famous too. You know what I mean? Shout out Matthew.
Shout out
I
Matthew.
love Botchamania.
Word. It's funny. I actually reposted because Joey
Never mind that shit. Here comes Mongo. Like
back and to the left. I reposted today because today's Joey Fatone's birthday, and we had Joey and Chris Jericho on, and he taught us how to do the flim flam dance, which is just kind of a lot of this. But it's good to see Le Champion,
the demo god himself, absolutely killing it, dude. The Inner Circle has got to work out some things with MJF and Sammy, but I think that MJF, being the class act that he is, will make Sammy realize his place in the Inner Circle.
Okay, quick question. Since it's not AEW, it's WWE related, and since it's 2 nights, who do you think is going to headline WrestleMania this year?
Oh God, it's going to be Shaquille O'Neal.
Yes!
It's gonna be Bill Goldberg in a Hell in a Cell. Damn it, he's gonna.
Really?
What the hell is going on? Why is why Bill's back is because he has more dates he needs to fulfill in his contract. They're getting money out of him. Who do I think is going to WrestleMania for the universe? It's probably Roman Reigns against. They're setting up. Is it Daniel Bryan? They're possibly setting up maybe Reigns versus Bryan, and then Drew McIntyre. I'd like to see him go against. He doesn't really have a good opponent right now on Raw. It's really the pickings are slim for Drew. Maybe Kevin Owens, you know what I mean? But they already blew through that like last month. And they're doing it now, kind of thing with Kevin and Roman. So I don't know. I'm curious to see what happens in the Rumble. You never know. Triple H may come out and pedigree everyone and go to WrestleMania yet again. So
wow,
see,
that'd be cool.
Jim Varselin said Roman with Heyman and Brock with him. Okay, interesting. Let's see what happens. Only time will tell. All right, let's move right along. Would you rather be covered in marshmallow fluff from the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man or be covered in the pink ooze? Which scared me. That pink ooze.
The pink, now, is this the pink ooze when it was negatively charged? So it was like really bad, or when it was like positively charged? It was like ecstasy? Because when it was
your choice.
I'm going to go with the pink ooze and the positive charge because at least we can get a little buzz off that. The marshmallow fluff is just a mess. We're not going to.
But is it delicious?
Looks like somebody's for it on the computer next to their mom. So it is delicious. Have you guys ever had the Jet Puff?
Oh yes, the Fluffernutter. You ever have one? It's so good.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, my wife introduced me to those, and if you throw a slice of banana in there, you will not feel like the floor of a taxi cab. Boom. There's another callback to Ghostbusters.
Boom. Fabulous. All right. Next one.
Let's do it. Would you rather be the voice of Scruff McGruff or be the new voice of the new voice of Scruff McGruff or the new voice of Smokey the Bear?
It's like you guys know me or something. I taught myself how to do puppetry doing the voice of Scruff McGruff because I had a Scruff McGruff puppet back in the day. I taught myself how to do puppetry, and that puppetry skills led to me doing Chucky the Insult doll at Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights for 2 years. I did it last year in 2019. Technically 2020 didn't count. And I did it in 2016. So I'm going to go with Scruff McGruff just because of the love. Take a bride out of crime. You know, he was always like this. It's me, Scruff McGruff, from the mean dog streets of Chicago, reminding you, take a bride out of crime. Rough, like, right? Smokey,
awesome.
Smokey was more like, only you can prevent forest fires. And you know, and you turn into like this. Smokey was like, he's not utilized enough. That's all I'm going to say.
I feel like your Animorph is Scruff McGruff. Just saying. If you were turning,
I like how Scruff wears the trench coat and he wears it well. You know what I mean? A great.
He's kind of looking over his shoulder at you, like, "What's up?
Got a problem there, Copper?"
All right, we got 3 more. We can do this. Okay. Would you rather voice in a Transformers reboot or voice in a Masters of the Universe reboot?
This is the only reason I would love to voice it in Transformers reboot as a new character. I wouldn't want to do Optimus or as long as Peter's alive. You know what I mean? I would always want Peter to do it. And unfortunately, I know Peter feels the same way because I've seen some interviews with him recently saying that he was disappointed that he wasn't in the Netflix War for Cybertron movies as Optimus, that they went with someone else. The TikTok star, Jake Fouché, who... Oh. No offense to Jake, but I'm like, you're not Peter, bro. And it's not Jake's fault. He just wanted the role, you know what I mean? But it's kind of like, it's, you know, Peter and Frank Welker are both saying, you know, there's kind of an unwritten rule in voice acting that if I'm still alive
and want to do it, you know,
let me do it, you know. And I think Alan Oppenheimer would agree with some of that stuff too. And who's the voice of Skeletor and Falcor and so many others. Mm-hmm. So voicing in a Masters of the Universe reboot. Here's a cool story about that without me breaking too much NDA. I auditioned for that.
You did?
Oh yeah, I auditioned for the new reboot. It was a while ago, and then they announced the casting, and me and my VA buddies were like, "Whoa, wasn't that a freaking laugh?" Ha ha! Yeah, we're gonna beat Mark Hamill and Cersei from Game of Thrones. No problem, guys. How foolish were we to think no? So I'm excited to see. I got a little sneak peek at some of the stuff when I had the audition, so I'm excited to see where it goes.
Nice. Me too. Oh, that's exciting. Okay. Cool. All right, next one.
Would you rather burp after every sentence or hiccup for an hour straight every day?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I hate the hiccups. So
the worst.
But burping after every sentence? Ooh, you know what I mean? I'm going to have to go with the hiccups because it's just for an hour a day. So I don't know. I would be eating while I do it, maybe.
Get it out of the way.
Yeah, like, give me in the morning. As soon as I start taking a shit, just start hiccuping.
Boom.
Well, thank you for that visual.
Just cut that little sound clip and we'll use it somewhere.
Yeah, for the intro video. All right.
I made it. You made it, Josh. It was your fart sounds and butt noises that made it.
All right, this is the final one, Josh. Would you rather have robot arms like Jax or be able to spit venom like Reptile?
I spit venom from the mouth because I'm reptilian in style because I already got the freestyles down. So let's see. Well, it depends. If I had robot arms like Jax, would they have to be ripped off like Jax's before? Or
oh, that's a good. I mean, they'd have to get the metal ones on there somehow.
I guess you're right.
We can put you under for the procedure. You know,
like Jax gets more play, so I'm going to go with Jax because Reptile. I don't think he would like. Ladies would be scared. He couldn't even get a kiss or like really hit third base. They'd be like, "No, you burned me. What are you doing?
Hey, you're not going down there. No way.
You literally have acid on your teeth. No, you're burning my body. Stop it."
And like you could totally skip like upper body day for Jax. You don't have to do any because you're ripped already. You know.
Yeah. Jax would be. He would give the T1000 a run for his money too, for sure.
Ooh. Speaking of which, our guest for next week, right? We have Edward Furlong. That has. Oh yeah. So. Yeah, good segue. Actually, yeah. If we can, let's bring up our guest for the next week or so, and then we'll say our goodbyes to Mr. Petersdorf. So tomorrow we have Glenn Sobel, who's the drummer for Alice Cooper and the Hollywood Vampires. Next Tuesday, we are welcoming back Casey Jost, the host of Impractical. He's amazing. The host of Impractical Jokers Insider. And then next Thursday, like I already mentioned, Edward Furlong is joining us from Terminator 2. Next month also, we have Corey Taylor from Slipknot. And Chris Hansen is coming back from To Catch a Predator. And we're very, very excited. We have a good lineup.
Daily, yeah.
How was the interview with Chris Hansen? How did that go?
It was awesome.
It was good timing because as a journalist, he's kind of able to speak things that I think a lot of us have a hard time saying in the right way, if that makes sense. And so unfortunately, it was the day after the Capitol riots, and the way that he spoke about it was like brilliant and beautiful. And so it was good timing on that. And he's very open about the ongoing investigations with Davi Vanity and Onision, and there's a new special in Discovery Plus that he's part of. So yeah,
I remember he got bad press because he got caught writing a bad check or something. Is like that poor guy. He's like, I've busted 600 pedophiles in my life, and you guys are giving me shit for writing a bad check.
yeah, he can get a pass on that one.
I know. Yeah. Pass.
Well,
sorry.
Cool.
Yeah, we're excited to have him back. And
Casey Jost. That's Colin Jost's brother, right?
Yes.
SNL, who's Scarlett Johansson's husband. And we watch tons of Impractical Jokers. So we're huge. Joe is my favorite. I like the genie skit.
I
You're
love Joe Gatto.
I'm
so
a Q.
funny.
I'm a Q.
Are you a Q? You are a Q. I'm a
Q.
solid Joe guy. And I like Murr. I like all shit. I think Q is the Q. I'm like, you're a pansy, bro. He always like backs out of the challenges. I'm like, come on.
Not to put you on the spot. Can we keep you for 5 minutes longer, or do you want to play the name game? Because Jude has a bunch of names lined up if we want to try to say them without laughing. Do you want to try really quick?
I'm ready.
Okay, Josh, close your eyes.
Basketball.
Okay, so these are names that our friends have submitted to us, and Jude is going to put one up on the screen. I'll let you know when. Okay, if you want to look and try to say it without laughing.
Ransomore. My name is Richard. You can call me Dick. Ransom.
Not bad. A little chuckle. Elgin, you want to try one?
Yeah.
Okay, close your eyes. We'll let you know when it's up on the screen.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, hold on.
Go ahead.
I need a tall Wally. Is there a tall Wally here? No? Tall Wally?
Wally for you.
Short Wally? No? All right.
Okay. Let me know when mine's up.
Okay, go.
Okay. I'm looking for I can't do this game. Is there a Dick Merc in the house? I'm looking for a Dick Merc. Dick Merc?
Is that what you see, Dick?
Dirk?
What's on your mind, kicking it?
Dirk Merc! I'm sorry, I read it wrong. Dirk Merc, even better. Dirk is Dick's brother.
A murky Dick.
Murky Dick of Dirk.
Dirk.
Dirk Merc.
Anyway.
Murky Dick.
That's a hard. I can't. I just laugh through everything. That's just how I live life.
Game.
But Josh, you're incredible. We love you so much.
You guys are amazing. I love coming on Talkulture. Seeing the show blossom over the past couple of months, and I'm so proud of you for keeping it moving. You guys do such a fun job. Such a great job.
You deserve those biscuits and that Lightning McQueen, whatever the juice is called.
Sweet Lightning, and hopefully it will be available. Otherwise, I'm going to have to buy a soda machine and start paying the kid $20. Like, just shove a box of Sweet Lightning outside. I'll leave it at the dumpster. It'll be a 20 sack of weed there and a couple dollars. Bring it over. You know what I mean? Like, I left you some swishers and some papers.
That sounds like a good deal.
I'm telling you.
Well, before we let you go, is there anything that you want to plug? Any projects you're allowed to tell us about? I know you got a lot of stuff going on.
There's a bunch of exciting stuff. I can't talk about some of it. I just finished recording for a really big, a new universe that I haven't been a part of yet. So that's going to be really cool. They announced Agretzico season 4 will be coming in the next year or two, hopefully. Currently, if you want to hear me, you can hear me. I'm featured all over World of Warcraft Shadowlands expansion. I'm a ton of bosses, NPCs, and other characters in that. And you can hear me in the most recent thing I did on Netflix is a movie called Children of the Sea. I have a small couple background parts, just really small role in that. But that's an amazing, beautiful animated film. Very much like a Miyazaki film when it's super detailed, really trippy. I recommend checking that out. So thank you guys all so much for the love. My Twitch, Optimus_Slimed, and I'm streaming Sundays and Mondays now, and I'm trying to reorganize. I have a podcast called Bitter Old Marks. This is a wrestling podcast, so I'm trying to
Funny.
reboot that because with my daughter being born, it kind of everything slowed down. But I'd love to have all of you guys on that to talk wrestling once a week. You know what I mean? Yeah,
It
for
would
sure.
be an honor.
That'd be amazing. Absolutely.
Just got to get it out ASAP. I think the fastest thing about wrestling podcasts is you got to do it like the day after it comes out, so everyone can like listen to it the next day. So maybe
We're available.
Yeah, we'll talk Royal Rumble for 20 minutes. Maybe we'll see what happens.
Woo!
Yes, and Among Us, we have to set that up.
Yes, we'll set up an Among Us game for sure, and maybe we can co-stream it with some people. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Anyway, Josh Petersdorf, we love you so much. You're a literal angel. Hopefully we'll get to see you in person. Elgin, I'll see you tomorrow for our Glenn Sobel stream. Thank you so much again, Elgin.
Thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor to be a co-host and a guest host on the show, so I appreciate you. And Josh, good to see you again, buddy.
Elgin, great to see you too. Thanks for everything, fam. Always a pleasure.
Yay! All right, guys, we'll see you real soon. Be safe, everybody.